Me did young antechua, and maybe I'm discovered for Europe. I come a for Ghana. No, me used to tap send, tap send. No fee mobile money transfer. Eye easy, convenient, fast, and sounds so free. Won't you share? Me discover ye map tap send. Intienne, also download the tap send app. No, ever mobile phone so free. Na first ka come abusuya for Ghana for na tap send. Papa no.
Everybody check now. Check it. Check it. The beat is real. Don't wait, make it kill ya. Get your green select glucometer and check it. Sugar level, check it. Check it. Green select glucometer. Check it. Push sugar level for check it. Check it. Reselect glucometer. Everybody check now.
This advert has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
I want us to look at the way artists go for interviews, and sometimes in the spirit of the interviewer asking all the questions, you see some of them throwing salvos, some of them throwing some punches here and there. Camidoh was on an interview platform, and I'm sure it is one of his rants. Spoke ill about Shatta Wale, but the man has come back to apologize to whatever he said. Before I move that, let me announce that I'm still here with Roland Amate and Michael now from Dream Studios. Michael, now you said you wanted to say something about the Both-Way song.
Yes.
In fact, it's one of the spiritual songs. I was expecting most of the Ghana community people to take it up, but I'm not feeling it.
Yeah, it's true.
Because I see it is one song that is speaking the Ghana culture, one song that can promote the Ghana thing well, but I'm not feeling the vibe for that.
A number of factors could come to play. And just by listening to the song, I want to make a comment on something I read from. You remember Niashley?
Yeah,
Massive.
Yeah,
Yes, he wrote a very profound article on Facebook, and he was talking about GES, Ghana Education Service. The fact that we have very fewer Ghana teachers in Greater Accra, you know, and you know, more people are teaching other languages, Akanchi, whatever, instead of the Ghana language, and they complain that there are fewer Ghana teachers, you know, and so there's a need. I just want to use the platform to project that there's a need to have more Ghana teachers, and I think that this should be taken up by the Ghana Traditional Council, you know, the NIGA, so that the Ghana Traditional Council can take it up, you know, push the agenda and make sure that they have more Ghana teachers in the Accra, in the region, so that the Ghana language too can progress.
But now in our basic schools, are they doing these local languages? Yes. Because I know where my children attend school, they are not learning any of these.
No. It's on.
They've not told them they are learning a Tree language or a Ghana language.
It's on. Perhaps you might have to check.
Then I'm sure it's all in the public schools.
No, even the private schools.
Even the private schools. Most
of them. That's what I'm saying. In my children's school, at least my first child is in basic 3.
Wow.
And
nothing like
she has not mentioned anything like
I've had occasion to do a few assignments with them, with my kids.
On Ghana?
On Ghana, yes. The first time they came with some Ghana assignments, and then the next time they came with some Equiapim tree, and the boy was speaking.
They are doing both?
The boy was speaking in tree and said, Namo Chonye. I was like, at Chonwe school, you know. And I was like, okay, how is that possible? Where from this one is that? And then they rather explain that, okay, they do a bit of this, a bit of that when the Ghana teacher comes in, when the Akan teacher comes in. Wow. But then going to the JHS, you know, that's when the primary school, upper primaries and the JHS, that's where the shortage is alleged to be.
Then maybe I still have to
happening.
probe further why my children are yet to do any of these local languages.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much.
So we need a guy. It's what we guy. Gamashipon.
Gamanoni.
Thank you.
Don't continue, we beg you.
Anyway, so let's look at this briefly. And I'm so happy that sometimes as humans, when we err, we come forward to say, oh, I goofed, and therefore I'm sorry. Like I said, in an interview spirit, if you're not careful, you'll be saying all sorts of things. I have been there before. I have been an interviewer and I've been an interviewee. So I know how both spirit feels like. If you are the interviewer, you have the platform to ask all the questions.
Is it the spirit of the we?
If you are the interviewee, you know how to go about it same way. So Camidoh has come back to say something. He mentioned Shatta, Wale, blah, blah, blah. But today, I'm sure he is feeling the reality in the space. And this is what he says. Now, I want to read a story on GhanaWeekend.com. And it says, I regret making a bad comment about Shatta, Wale, and Camidoh is here saying this. The story reads, Sugarcane hitmaker Camidoh has said in an interview with Ghana Weekend TV that he regrets making an ill comment about Shatta Wale. Last year, he said in an interview that Shatta Wale's attitude ward off potential investors of the Ghanaian music industry. After the interview, he came out to render an apology to the dancehall artist. He said the statement was unfortunate and that he wished he could have communicated his thoughts in a better way. Now, this is a quotation. One time, I was doing an interview with Kwadwo Sheldon, and I was asked my view on something, and I could have expressed my view without mentioning Shatta Wale's name. But I went ahead to mention Shatta Wale's name, and I felt bad, he noted. According to him, he wanted to go to Shatta Wale's house to apologize to him, but he got to speak to him on phone. He added that Shatta Wale even advised him when he called. Camidoh is currently enjoying huge success with his Sugarcane song, which is already topping a lot of music charts. He's looking forward to releasing a remix version of the song, which will feature King Promise and a Nigerian artist. So in short, he was on an interview platform with Kwadwo Sheldon, who is one of our entertainment bloggers here in Ghana. In the middle of the conversation, he had to speak on some of the ills of the industry, talking about how investors are feeling when it comes to the way artists deal with them, and some of our attitudes that even ward off investors. And unfortunately, in his submission, he mentioned that if there is one artist whose character is warding off or pushing investors to shy away from our industry, it was Shatta Wale. According to him, after the interview, he felt bad because he knew he could have done this without even mentioning Shatta Wale. He felt bad. He wanted to even go to Shatta Wale's house to apologize to him. But he got a chance to speak to him, and Shatta even advised him. So I'm going to ask my people, I'll start this with Michael now, that what would make him regret after making such a statement in an interview?
1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth paragraph. He said the statement was unfortunate and that he wished he could have communicated his thoughts in a better way. Does it mean that, well, the idea that he felt that Shatta's behavior, I mean, the statement as he made out, allegedly, no. Does it mean that he still holds that?
One of the things I learned in journalism school was that when you meet or when you see the camera and the microphone, they have spirit in them. They'll either make you or unmake you. The camera and the microphone, they have spirit in you, and the spirit in these equipment or tools, they'll either make you or unmake you. That's why the same camera and microphone, some people have used it to attain popularity, some people have used it to achieve some fame. Same way, the same camera and microphone, some people have used it and they have been broken down. How do you use that spirit in your camera or in your microphone? Now, I'm sure, Mr. Now, you have a clear picture of what is going down to do a clean submission without looking back.
So for someone like Shatta Wale, I don't like him. As per the quotation. You know, so he wished he could have communicated it in a different way. My question is, how different would he have communicated? You know, out of the abundance of the heart, you know,
The mouth
will
speak it.
definitely speak. You know, so he probably just lost his guard and spoke what was in his heart. You know, and that's where I want to dwell on. Within our industry, people hate themselves.
Hate.
Yes.
Wow.
Within the industry, people hate themselves. When was the last time you saw an all-stars performance for a singular cause here in Ghana?
The last time I saw that was one Vodafone Ghana Music Award event where Nancy invited some college gospel artists to do some performance like that.
How many years ago?
I might not be too bad. I am
Me-
sure.
me, dear
It might date back like 4 or 5 years.
The Mekaino was when one of the election Bina said everybody come, let's come together, and then you know that kind of thing. And then the other one too was
The peace song.
the peace song, exactly.
Any they are a whole.
And then the late president, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah, they are a whole.
But I mean, all stars performance is a beautiful thing, and if we have such mindsets about our colleagues, how can it work? We ankenye camera no so anka bia ote ne squad bi muntem no akawie. You understand? We should check what is in here. We should check our hearts. You know, because we're all trying to build an industry. And we can't pretend, we can't show up a certain face to the cameras, whereas deep in there, we hate each other. Empha. You know, and so no wonder people say, Charlie, I'm having issues collaborating with this person. My friend is offer. My friend is deep down or no one can. For whatever reason, I don't know what reason he may not like Shatta Wale. I don't know, because he didn't mention it.
Okay.
What he has said. But apart from the fact that say the behavior, no, he should go and brand himself. The behavior no, is scaring investors away and stuff like that. Whatever it is, whether you consider it to be a good brand or a bad brand, he's still brand. It's still a brand, and that's what has been keeping him in business for the past 10 years or more.
Okay.
You understand? So we should check our hearts. Me, I'm very, very, very concerned about that thing. The mindset, what people have right in here. We need to come clean. We need to be very genuine. All right. I mean, there's no reason why some beef here, but and Nancy you know, and if you do that. Me patron me ba.
Lumba brothers are a beef.
Oh, and no they say, and Shatta what is but beef ya be ya.
Is the only Chicago and Nancy.
No,
Nancy and Che.
20 years ago. Hip life.
Yeah.
No, but now it's become
No, I'm sure
something.
social media has given us a different level of beef. Where now someone doesn't even have to go sing.
Yeah.
He will just give you a tweet or a post and boof. Yeah, man.
Yeah. You know, so Camidoh, Charlie, we love you. We love the song. We love your prospects and we wish you well. You know, but just make sure that you show the same kind of love to your colleagues in the industry, you know, so that together we can stand. It's part of the reason why the industry is falling apart. What do I say? United we stand, divided we fall.
What do you think might have pushed him to render this, should I say, unqualified apology or qualified apology?
Say a pie and a pressure every baby. What I say, what can Shatta Wale? So what I say, and maybe some pressure from certain places. Onyanka or Beckham of Fofro. Nanka at the same time, no not adrenaline.
I get it.
You get
it.
it.
Kind of from about what he feels
doesn't change.
Okay.
You get it. Enti na no na pie. Enti pressure na free tree ban. Then okay, let me render an apology. Ono kra can say Shatta Wale 2 no for.
Yeah.
Say bro, as you they come, you know that kind of thing. So we should come clean. We should be sincere. I mean, it doesn't take much. Naturally, this life it be short too.
Very short.
The life is too short to bear grudges. How long are you going to bear grudges with your friends or colleagues? When are you going to patch up and then start making progress? When together, we can easily make progress. Quick like that. As I say. So we should be sincere. We should stop the rough.
When artists make loose talks, who should we blame? The interviewers or the artists themselves?
It's the artist.
We should blame the artist.
Yes, it's the artist.
But some interviewers too also go on some tangent that
You have the Obia and Shell say answer. Whatever comes out from here is your responsibility. Whatever comes out of your mouth is your responsibility. The other day I was talking to someone on the phone, and there was an issue that I had to, a very delicate issue that I had to deal with, and there's something called emotional intelligence. So, idea what me trimo say mekano. I rehearse it in my head. Now my edit it. Everything within the second though. Okay, mekano say na mekano say. Okay. Then I release it.
okay.
So it is my responsibility to know what comes out. You know, and yet you don't take it to the editing bench to go and edit. It should be in your head. Emotional intelligence, and it's something you must practice, especially as an artist that you're coming to the public limelight. You would have opportunities for interviews, so you must learn how to grant interviews. The last time, what's the guy's name? Vanilla was here. He made a statement. Or say, my manager, monitor. Was sending me text say, answers na my mind na on point. I remember so well.
Okay.
Bulldog is monitoring. What shall say? Question a bit me afa. Say it this way. Do you understand? Yetre kasa yetre. We learn how to speak. What you say? And if you don't know, or another, let's say fame abetu kwemwa, go back and really learn how to speak, especially public speaking. What you say? It's even more dangerous. I mean, nowadays where you could be speaking, having a private conversation where someone can
taping,
Yes. It's even more dangerous. But when it comes to public, learn. Go to Google. Teach yourself how to do public speaking. What to say, what not to say, how to say it, and how not to say it. Very, very, very important.
Well, solid delivery from Michael now. And let me also add this. If you are an artist and you think maybe because of shyness, when you are going for interviews, you have to drink something, you have to smoke something, it ends up in all the advice Mr. Na has given us. Some of them, they come not with the intention of saying this or that, but because they are influenced by something, the presenter pushes them small and they find themselves all over the place. Like me, when they come, I'll give you the trap. The trap there, you set it. It is up to you to jump over it or let it catch you. For the trap, you will not stop setting them. So, Ro, once again, thank you, Michael. Now, what do you think will make Camidoh do a quick U-turn to apologize to Shatta Wale?
Brasa, love Nana, Mr. Na Canadian. It's so big that I see it to be impossible. Say it to be achieved. But what will push Camidoh to apologize? Self-realization and actually, yes, it's like akwetia.
Yeah.
Sometimes the mistake, the way we are quick to judge people in certain positions when they make certain mistakes, we forget, say, at a point when we also find ourselves in that same position, probably we might even do worse. That is what we sometimes forget. The realization of Camidoh having said, hey, whatever Shatta Wale did, or the level of war, may expect to say, oh yes, I mistake now, probably, or yeah, anything me feel say we goofy, There's that possibility, say, means to make me through her, and I might do worse, whereby the may make a change, because I would do worse, somebody might also tell me worse, which is one thing that will also aid him or push him to also come and apologize. Now, what happened with Camidoh and Shatta Wale case, Nadia? I think it was once upon a time a trend that came. I don't know, say if it is dying out there, but looks as if it is going on a low kakra.
Okay.
Whereby the trend of the day was say unya talkability, amount for Trump found who you want to be in a space, quote and unquote relevance now, then you would have to find somebody and punch the person. That's what Shatta Wale himself was not an exception.
He was also doing
it. And we had people in the space who were applauding him for that. Whether for the wrong reasons or the right reasons, people were doing it. So there's one thing that will push a young youth with very hot, youthful exuberance to also go that tangent. Yes, probably he may not like Shatta Wale or be that fan of Shatta Wale. But then he's a musician, so obviously
he would tap into
exactly. And he would also want to do something that will give him that kind of mileage. And if he feels, say, oh, now why the camera see when him did the amount for attempt then obviously if I should punch you, people will do it. And there were examples to show people who went on that tangent and had that kind of mileage. People responded to Shatta Wale. Even Kodjo, he was on Kodjo Sheldon's platform. We all saw the impact Kodjo Sheldon had when he had a banter with Shatta Wale, back and forth. It became like a trend. But when you one project here and show when you who say, oh, in the near future, it is not as if when you see something wrong with somebody or when you see something wrong in the industry, you don't have the right to say it. You can say it. But what we've noticed is that especially most of the talent are not good communicators.
But Camidoh is so.
No, you see,
Camidoh is one guy that I can say speaks so well.
You can speak so well, bro. You can combine words.
I like his communication.
You see, yes, And I make us say one thing that would have pushed him to do that thing was that kind of trend nearby and say Misumi Nyebi. And they be pushing Mr. Fire. Aside that, he was a very good communicator. Look at even in a recent interview of Granty concerning this same issue. I'm sure, sir, probably if it was in that feeling, that mood back then, and Kabadisa, he would have compounded the problem. And compared to me, the goose one, I said, that was what I was feeling. Which, I don't know, feeling, and I can't. But because he's a good, most of them are not good communicators. We always try to make sure, say, the people around them to guide them. And this we will always get them making such mistakes. But Wale is not perfect. Obviously, he's also said things that when we said, no,
I did not say
Charlie,
it right.
This was below the belt. I did not say it right. Sometimes he has communication problem. He has even admitted it. So if people like that have even admitted on the fact, say, oh, they have communication problems, and because of that, sometimes the way I'm feeling it, the way I'm person communicating,
they are not able to do it.
Yes, they are not able to do it. Then obviously Camidoh would also feel okay. Then so the same feeling. It is better I come out and apologize. But then, Nyamna say, and no punch say when you see something wrong in the industry, you shouldn't say it. There are so many ways, like he said in his statement, there were better ways he could have communicated whatever he was feeling without even mentioning names. Sometimes you can communicate so well that even when you don't mention name, you even have windows to escape. Say, no, this is something that is not so peculiar with this person, but also a major problem in the industry where we need to solve. When he says he doesn't like Shatta Wale because some of his attitude scares investors away, it is true. it is very true, because, and it is not only with Shatta Wale. Some of the attitudes of some of our artists really,
so many artists,
yes, scare our investors away. So when you put it,
gratitude and all,
exactly, when you put it this way, we know that, okay, it is not as if you are targeting one person. It's not as if you are following the normal bad trend nearby. Say when you want to trend, you want to have that talkability, you will have to punch somebody. We know said now you are being very objective. You are bringing a huge matter that is in the industry, a huge problem, so that you can bring it about for us to solve. That is how you can put it. But when you narrow it down to a single person and you shoot it, then we know say recently when Jamming Beats also made his, he also came to rant, and he spoke to me after the show and he was like, the way he didn't want to mention names, he didn't want to do this. I said, bro, you didn't want to mention, nobody's asking you to mention any name.
Yeah.
If you feel the problem,
be specific.
Yes.
Whatever you are saying.
On the problem.
Yeah.
If you feel say whatever you are bringing on board is not peculiar with one person, but a general problem in the industry, then be clear on it. Let's see, say,
it's not about attacking any.
It's not about attacking anybody. It's not. It is rather unfortunate. Say sometimes when you are pushed to the wall, you would have to mention one or two names just to clear yourself.
And by force.
Yes, and yet by force. Yes. That is when you are. That is when you are pushed to the extreme. And you, that is an exception. But when you are communicating and you want to bring out problems in the industry, know how to set your examples right. Know how to generalize it, so that anybody that will come and listen or hear whatever you are saying would know, say, this is not an attack on somebody's personality or somebody's brand, but rather, or this is not even for class. This is rather a problem that you are trying to bring up for us to address as a huge stakeholder in the industry. And you know, Camidoh's apology, I think it is a step in the right direction, because now he is also big. He is also big, at least he has some banging songs in the system. And whatever problems or whatever mistakes that the people who were big committed, he is likely to also commit the same mistakes.
So do you think that is what he's seeing? Reason he's come back to apologize.
It is part of it. It is part of it. Because you see,
that maybe what was making Shatta Wale talk or what was making him rant, you are in it. One day you also do the same thing.
You face it. If it is video problems that he's saying, he will not invest his fortune in music videos. And today you sit down and say, and when you want to attack that issue and you are not objective, you don't weigh the pros and cons and you come and attack him. You will realize, fast forward, also you do see honor, and probably you might say worse than he did.
The same thing happened. Okay.
So let's be very objective.
Okay.
We all advise some of our artists. We know say sometimes, because we all work like emotions in the age, but because almost the extreme, no, they are likely to emotions likely say be lead you to make certain mistakes, especially when it comes to communication. It is almost it is not bad for you to employ a PR person, or even before you mount on a platform to even speak, get some one or two guidelines, know who is going to interview you, and know how you can have some emotional intelligence attached to whatever you are going to say, so that you can deliver. No.
Well, thank you so much, Wale Damate.